and just give me a massive smile. And now like a big laugh, like ha 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 ha. And then like a shock face, like clickbait, like, whoa. Okay, great. And now we're into the pod. that one's just for the people that watch. And people have commented on it and they don't like it, but I'm not getting rid of it.
Totally fair enough.
We're keeping it. Right. Welcome to another episode of It's All Love with me, Alfie Dundas, and my guest today, Fab. Fab, thank you very much for joining.
It's a pleasure, Alfie. Thanks for inviting me.
We are up at the Edinburgh Fringe where we're both doing shows.
Indeed, yes. I'm doing the Best of So You Think You're Funny Showcase 2025 with Gilded Balloon.
You're enjoying it? Or you're going?
I'm loving it, man. It's very tiring, but it's been super, super fun. Obviously doing it with Broadbent Kura O'Connor, who you know. And it's just been really wicked to kind of, sometimes you have good sets, sometimes you have bad sets. But the best thing about it is you can get back up on stage less than 24 hours later.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I should probably do more of like an introduction to you for people that might not know you listening to this. You're a comedian. You're a DJ.
Yes.
You're a writer, producer.
Yes. Wow. That's
all of these things on your website. I remember reading this and thinking, if you were white, you would get so much shit. Comedian, DJ, producer.
It's all true, though. It's all true in varying degrees of intensity.
You can do all of that. It's the fuckboy special of all the things. But yeah, Fab. So you were I was butchering the pronunciation of this earlier. Fab Goualin.
Goualin or Goualin.
Goualin.
So it's like it's French, and the French pronunciation is Goualin. Mm-hmm. But the English pronunciation is Goualin,
which is so much uglier.
The issue is, right, even though Goualin is not that hard to pronounce, the mispronunciation of it is, I find, really irritating.
Goualin.
No, but they'll go, if they can't quite get the silent end, they'll go Goualin, which is just irritating. So Goualin is the preference. But it's really weird because I was saying, like I in normal life, outside of comedy or whatever, I introduce myself as Fab Goualin. I always introduce myself as Fab Goualin. But because of comedy now, Goualin now, I say that outside of comedy too, which is weird. But
so, and Fab is short for
Fabrice.
Fabrice. It really is just the Frenchest name.
What, you haven't heard my middle name, mate?
What's it go? Give me the full name.
Fabrice Francois Goualin.
Really? My middle name's Francis.
Really?
Which is the uglier version of that. Technically Frank.
Yeah,
but that's
Frank.
what we've butchered it to be.
I was teaching. I was like, could I call myself Frank Goualin? That sounds like a way more comedian-y name.
Also, there's the hard consonant. That sounds cool. Welcome to the stage, Frank.
Yeah, exactly. My initial DJ name was Frank, actually. I know, DJ Frank, with a C.
You know, they say like men shouldn't be allowed to do podcasts. And then we're like 3 minutes in and it goes, well, I was thinking of a DJ name.
This is the reason why.
So Fabrice, you and so that's French on which parent's side?
My dad's side.
Your dad's French, your mum's Nigerian.
Yes, 100%.
You grew up in England?
In London town.
Grew up in London.
Yeah.
So how did your parents meet?
In London.
They met in London.
House party in London.
Oh, sick. Oh, yeah. So you which area of London? You were East London.
No. So I live in North London now, but I grew up in West London.
Oh, nice.
I was born in North London. I was born in Camden.
Do you speak French?
I speak French, but not as well as I should given my name.
Yeah.
Put that out there.
You go to Paris and they're like, oh, who's this? You go, Frank. Frank Goualin, don't talk to me.
Do you know what the thing is? My French accent's really good. I'm actually all right with accents. So I don't have that when I do speak French in France. I don't have that thing when they start speaking English to me, which can sometimes be quite difficult because depending on how complex the French gets, I might not be able to understand them.
You're out of your depth at some point.
Yeah, exactly.
So did you grow up in was it like Francophone culture, like house in Camden?
West London.
In West London,
yeah.
But did you grow up with was it more of a French influence? Or?
Probably more of a Nigerian influence.
Okay. And that's why you wear the beret?
The beret. The beret.
That famous Nigerian beret.
Yes. Well, a lot of people don't know that many a despotic dictator have donned one of these as well.
Yeah, and you thought, to help me fit in West London, I'm going to get the dictator beret on.
Do you know what it was? There was one joke I told, right, when I first started doing comedy, when I first started doing stand-up, that I used to tell that related to the beret. And obviously, when you first start, doing
you hold on to it forever.
Yeah, well, you're doing the joke a lot. You know, when you're first versing the joke, you're doing it a lot. So I'd always show up with this. Then it kind of just like stuck. It's a bit of a calling card, which is good because people will come up to me, like particularly at Edinburgh, and go, "Oh, I saw you at a comedy store. Or I saw you."
It's a really easy signifier. Because you wear, I don't think I've ever seen you not wear it.
There is hair on there.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think that I'm hiding it. Yeah. There is hair.
Okay, so you grew up more with the Nigerian culture.
Yeah.
But your mum's speaking French, I assume. Sorry, your dad's speaking French.
Yeah. So, but we didn't speak. I think a lot of the time, if your mum is the one with the second language, then you tend to speak it, not so much if it's your dad.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with religion.
Yeah.
It's like if your mum's religious, you're religious.
Yeah.
And it's like, no matter if your dad, like my mum's Catholic, my dad's not religious. We went to Catholic mass. Those are the rules.
Yeah, 100%. I'm Catholic as well.
It's been a real threat. Like I've managed to get onto religion on almost every episode of this pod, which is very quickly getting in.
Is this the first time you've had a fellow Catholic on your?
I think so. We had Hassan last week.
He's not Catholic.
He's not Catholic.
Definitely not Catholic.
Allegedly. No, we've had this. You are the first DJ I've had on.
Yeah.
But knowing my fucking demographic, you won't be the last. So talk to me about, because I don't know much about your personal life outside of comedy. Obviously, we've gigged together a lot, but you are what comes first on that list of Love Island tick box traits?
It's difficult because I've been DJing the longest.
Okay.
Right. I've been DJing the longest. I've released music and stuff. But comedy obviously is what I started doing the most recent, but it's what takes up the majority of my time now. Gigging 4 or 5 times a week, coming up to Edinburgh. I haven't made a track for probably 2 years. I do still DJ. I've got a residency back in London. It's at a listening bar, which is right next to my flat, which is fantastic because I DJ on vinyl, so I can walk down the road with the vinyl and walk back home, and that just kind of keeps the itch scratched.
Yeah, that's
so
good.
To speak.
That's nice. Do you ever think of combining the two? Before this next track, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself.
Do you know what? You're not the first person to say that.
French or African dictator.
You're not the first person to say that. I think it would be really...
There's a space for that.
Yeah, there's a space for it, but I also think it would be really shit.
Yeah. I think there's nothing people want less at a comedy gig than DJ music. And I don't think there's anything that ravers want less than someone who thinks they're a little bit of a comedian. Because I like when you go to the disco. I'm really out of touch with my
discotheque.
You can tell I haven't been in a while.
Well, but your dad goes more frequently.
My dad's clubbing a lot.
Maybe he's a fan of mine.
But my dad goes to techno raves, but when I go clubbing, when there's a DJ, or for example, when you go to a wedding and there's a wedding DJ, they do like to crack jokes in between the song. Yeah, there's something there. And I think there is space to bring back that old school kind of, we're going to slow it down for the lovers in the room tonight. And then do 5 minutes on Hinge and then come back. The thing is, this is what's quite weird. I consider, with my because I DJ, DJ vinyl and techno house, I consider myself to be quite a serious DJ. So the two don't mix. Well, hey. Whereas you... Good, we've started strong with the jokes. But you consider yourself to be an unserious comic. No, but obviously the crux of comedy is you have to be serious about comedy. You have to be both serious and unserious. You can't be silly in a vinyl only deck cafe somewhere in North London when you're wearing a beret. Hey, do you know what I mean? I don't wear the beret when I DJ. The beret is for comedy only. Oh, really? I thought that would be kind of your Daft Punk move. Do you know what the funny thing is? I definitely, walking around Edinburgh, I've definitely walked past people without the beret. So if I'm just popping to the shops, I won't wear the beret, and then people will almost not recognise me. It's really weird. It's like Superman with the glasses, and he's Clark Kent, and people can't recognise him all of a sudden. It's the same dude. That's weird. It's also crazy the idea that he couldn't have contacts. Yeah. Just one day he comes into work and people go, "Oh my God," and he puts them on. Oh, sorry. I like the idea of you walking down the street in a different hat, like a kind of baseball cap, and people going, "It's great. Is that
in disguise.
There's something about this guy.
I recognise him, but
it's like the tattoos and the rings and but no, it's there's something about his head that I can't figure out.
No, it's a good calling card. I love it. It's great.
That's good. So you've always been in London and...
always been. Well, I have lived abroad.
You've lived abroad?
Scotland for 1 month. No, I lived in Berlin. I lived in Berlin for like 6 months.
Okay.
When I first left.
It's the Infinity Stones of the West London DJ. I don't know if you've heard about Berghain.
It's Berghain, actually.
Berghain.
You know what? Now I'm talking with you, I feel like such a cliche.
I just couldn't believe it because I was like, I'm not used to being able to take the piss out of my guests for being cliche. Yeah. Usually it's coming the other way around.
Yeah.
But the longer the list went on, I was like, that's great. I was like, but you can the problem is the reason it annoys me is because you can get away with it. Yeah. If my website said DJ, writer, comedian and had a serious picture of me, I'd never work again.
What does your website have? Does it just say comedian?
Look at me, the clown. Ooh. Private school. No, my website is like bare minimum. I'll never show any like. I don't like. I don't necessarily buy into the. Every single person's tour poster or Edinburgh Fringe poster is like them holding like a flower and the flowers droop because they've looked at it or whatever. I don't do that kind of like silliness, but you've got like a sexy model shot front page. DJ, producer, comedian. I'd go, if I did that, everybody would know that I'm living off my parents. Whereas if I say nothing, maybe they'll just assume.
They'll leave you alone.
They'll leave me alone.
Yeah.
But no, that's cool. So you lived in Berlin. Were you just there for a month? I was there
for like 6 months.
DJ.
I was interning. I wish I was DJing. I feel like people think that was what it was.
Yeah.
I was interning for a music magazine.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I went to uni. I was like right after uni, a little bit after uni, I went to Nottingham. So, and then like about a year after I moved over to Berlin. And I was only there for 6 months. I feel like I didn't conquer it though. That's what's quite...
Berlin or Nottingham?
No, Berlin. I conquered Nottingham.
I was going to say, that'd take 2 days.
No, I was president of my halls of residence.
Hey, is that when the Beret came on?
No, the Beret wasn't. The Beret that was many years before the Beret. But no, I was president
of the Nottingham halls.
Which was really quite sick. In Nottingham, and then like you know how like at school they tell you to do like D of E and like all this stuff and it helps you get like hired, and like as soon as you get into like the real world, they don't care about any of that.
No, especially when you're a professional DJ. So what kind of music do you listen to? Well, when I was doing the Duke of Edinburgh hike around Snowdon, I listened to a lot of Amy Winehouse, and I really think I can bring her to the channel.
So you did D of E.
I didn't do D of E. I actually don't.
You strike me. You give off D of E energy.
It's the title, but no, I know the D of E. I just haven't done it. I used to have a joke that I was really proud of that never landed, where I was like, because the Queen didn't go to uni, the monarch kind of don't go to.
Yeah. It's beneath them.
It's beneath them, but I was twisting it and saying it's crazy that the Queen couldn't get into any university, considering she spent 50 years doing the D of E. Now, I thought that was great.
Dare I say it? I think that's almost too intellectual.
Thank you. I've been accused of that in my material before. I thought you were about to say, dare I say it, that's the best joke I've heard you done. I was going to be like, fuck you.
Really not that.
No, I didn't do the D of E. I feel like I do feel like it's one of those. Also, people put it on their CV. I've met with people that are applying for jobs, and you're reading a bunch of CVs. And someone will be like, bronze D of E. And you think,
don't put that on there.
What are you like? I remember at my primary school, there was a chef called, actually, I'm not going to name him, but we had this chef, let's call him Tom.
Tom the chef.
That was his name.
Yeah.
And he had a school hygiene food certificate. And he put it right on the front, like when you went to collect your food from the cafeteria. It was right behind him on the wall, really proud, framed, and it was 51% pass.
What?
50 to 60 pass, 60 to 70 merit, anything over 70 or 75 distinction. Our chef was showing off about scraping the barrel of the food hygiene ratings.
Surely he was taking the mick. Surely that he was taking
I don't think you take the piss in your day job as a school chef.
Was he a normal guy?
I didn't hang out with him socially outside of school.
No, but
I was 9 years old.
Did he seem like
he was a 42-year-old Czech chef. I didn't hang out with him a lot.
So you were 9, so this is pre-Eton.
This is primary school. This is now you've leaked my Eton identity. They would never have known. I was going to call this pod Working Class Hero, but apparently it's already taken. No, this was pre-Eton. Eton had...
Michelin star chef, didn't you?
We had... It was very mixed food. The school was so big that only half of the houses ate in a cafeteria, and the other half had like small in-house kitchens. So I ate in my house rather than going to a cafeteria.
Yeah.
But my tiny little primary school in London, in South London, had just like one chef and one dinner lady.
Yeah.
And that chef passed by 1%.
Surely chef is quite a strong word. Like calling him a chef is like, do you know what I mean? It's like calling an Uber driver.
Oh, Tom, that bolognese is the best. Bit of red wine and
Yeah. Imagine with the hat, the big hat.
No, because he would. It was the thing where like we would queue up every single day without fail. There was like a panic where like, oh, we're gonna have to let the boys in, but we're 5 minutes late, and it's like the bear, and he would then stand there as we're scooping spaghetti bolognese. I mean, it wasn't beef Wellington. It was spaghetti bolognese in a massive tray.
Can you make a beef Wellington?
And he can I make a beef Wellington? No, I'm vegetarian.
You're not vegetarian.
I am. I'm pescatarian.
Yeah.
My personality knows no bounds, fam.
You seem like the kind of person that would eat meat every meal. Even for breakfast.
James, that's your clip. Alfie Beefcake Dundas seems like... What about me screams carnivore?
I feel like I give off a vegetarian energy more than you do.
Yeah, Fab. That's because you...
I'm a DJ.
Are a DJ that wears a beret.
How long have you been a pescatarian for?
I've been a pescatarian since the beginning of COVID. I've been pescatarian for about 4 years. I tell you why... I was watching Game Changers on Netflix, which was basically a documentary that came out that said that men will be weaker and they'll get a part of it was about like sexual health, and that's why it was funny, because it was like the first documentary that focused on like men's like erections and muscle mass, and it was the first time men gave up meat, and it basically had all these like American athletes or whatever, like half of them quit taking meat, and they were like running faster and Jesus, yeah.
Do you take weed?
No, they started taking a bunch of vegetables, and they were like sleeping better. They were recovering faster. I was in Cambridge University with one of my friends, bit of a flex. My Nigerian friend, actually, another flex. And he speaks French. We'll get him on the pod. Yeah. Shout out Didier. That's my boy. Anyway, I was with him, staying with him in Cambridge in his halls, and we were eating a Domino's pizza, and I was having like a pepperoni pizza, and I was training for the marathon because I'm a really good guy.
Okay.
And I was like, this will be the last bit of meat I eat until I do the marathon, and I'll see if it makes me faster.
How long ago before the marathon was this?
So 2 days later, COVID hits.
Right.
Marathon gets cancelled.
Right.
I got locked down. The marathon got pushed back a year.
Right, yeah.
So I then kind of just stayed.
You made this vow.
I made this vow.
You're like, I'm not going to go back on my word.
And then when you haven't eaten meat in like a year and a half, I stopped missing it at all. I didn't miss it at all, because I didn't really like that much meat before anyway.
Yeah, fair.
I didn't miss it at all. Also, in your French, you're going to hate this. I don't like chewy, like I didn't eat lamb or pork that much anyway.
Right.
When I went to a French restaurant and I ordered a steak, they were like, how do you want it cooked? And I'd be like, well done. And then they'd go, no, but I don't know, whatever. But they'd be like, oh, you're a fucking idiot in French. And then I'd be like, oh, okay, well then I don't want a steak then.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, oh, well then you're a pussy. And then I'm like, well, I'll have it if I can have it the way I want it.
I just feel like if you're going to have a well-done steak, you might as well just have a burger. What's the point?
Yeah, but that's not always on the menu. I don't know, French. I'm with you. That's what I wanted. I was like, go get me le hamburger avec frites. And then they were like, no, get out the restaurant. They'd laugh at me.
Okay.
So I wasn't eating that much meat. I quit. After about 2 years of not eating meat, then go to uni. In my uni halls, watching my friends buy like cheap chicken.
Yeah.
From Aldi and Lidl.
Yeah,
and fully
caged.
Like you know, they're going, oh, like on a Sunday, they're going, I can't believe you don't want this. And I'm like, your whole fist is inside a chicken right now.
Yeah. Gross.
And you're telling me that like I'm the weirdo for not wanting that.
Because I don't like preparing meat. If I'm going to have to prepare meat, ideally it's like beef, and you can't quite tell that.
But I think if you can't kill the animal yourself,
I
don't mind. People go like, well, I'll kill it myself. Fine. I'm not preaching other people should be vegetarian. But it's amazing how triggered people get. Like if I'm around a table and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't eat meat, so can I just have like all the other stuff? And then they'll be like, oh well, actually, did you know that oats use more water than
yeah, by default, it seems preachy.
People get really defensive, and it's because there are preachy vegans.
There are.
I'm not pretending there's not, but I'm like, we've way overdone the preachy vegan thing. We have not done enough characters of the preachy meat eater. The amount of times I tell someone I'm vegetarian, especially like people that are a little bit get defensive about it, they go, I think I could go vegetarian for a bit, and that's the equivalent of being like, I could sell my weapons. If I wanted to. I'm not going, okay.
Yeah. I find that quite irritating. Just do it or don't do it.
Just do it or don't. They go, I barely eat meat, just chicken.
To be fair, I was just about to say that I don't really eat meat at home.
Yeah.
I don't really eat meat at home. It's like a restaurant thing for me.
I'm thinking of bringing it back into my diet, and that would be the case.
Yeah.
I would eat like chicken and these kind of things at a restaurant.
Because I don't think I think there's too many people out there that are like, I need to have meat. It's not a meal if it hasn't got meat in it. I think that's ridiculous. Also very expensive. I
wasn't raised, during the war, so I don't feel that kind of rationed mentality.
Fair enough.
I grew up in London in the early 2000s, so for me, there's a lot of falafel on the menu.
God, I hate falafel.
A lot of grains.
No, well, this is it. I'm allergic to nuts. Fun fact.
So you can't eat any kind of grain salad, like nutty. Are you allergic to all peanuts, everything?
Not pine nuts, as pine nuts are a seed. They're a seed. They're not a nut, funnily enough.
Okay, so all nuts.
Yes, they're all nuts.
But not apples, because they're not a nut.
No. But a lot of people...
No, I see what you mean. They think pine nuts are nuts.
They think pine nuts because they've got nut in the name.
Yeah, pine nuts are seed.
I still love pine nuts, actually. But I can't have peanuts.
So you can't have... No, you can have pesto.
I can have pesto, but some pesto's got cashews in it.
Yeah, well, also vegan cheese is made out of cashew.
Okay, so
you can't have that.
But I think I'm actually all right on cashews. But that is for a lot of people. That's the replacement for protein.
Yeah,
and I can't eat that.
Well, for me, I just eat loads of fish, and then people are like, "Well, that's way worse for the environment."
Yeah, fish. Fish for me is the kind of thing where I like fish, but I don't want it more than once a week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gauche, is it?
It's
it's too gauche to have.
It's unbecoming.
But
it's just once you've had fish on one day, you're like, all right, I'm done for a few days now. I don't want to have. Imagine having salmon 3 times in a week.
Imagine, brother. That's what I'm doing. How do you think I'm getting the protein in? I'm on salmon one day, cod haddock.
Salmon
place.
Dude, this is the best place for salmon as well.
Return back to the thing. Okay, well, controversial question for you. What's better cuisine, French or Nigerian?
That is... Do you know what? I don't love Nigerian food. And I think... But hear me out. I know, because this is bad.
At least one of us is an ally.
No, but you don't understand. In our house, we had it just too much.
Yeah, same. No, I'm joking.
You're an idiot. You've never had Nigerian food in your life. No, we had it too much, and then we always have we'd have it you'd have like stew like in the fridge, and it'd be like, we've got food at home, and then that's what you'd eat. So we eat so much rice, and it's like some Nigerian food that I do really like that we didn't have that often. So you'd have like egusi soup or like okra soup with pounded jam, but we had a lot of rice and stew, a lot of jollof rice, a lot of fried rice. And I just had so much of it. So for me personally, it's not a recommendation for other people, but I probably enjoy French food more.
Would your parents ever do a kind of fusion, like a coq au vin with like a little jollof on the side?
That sounds good. That sounds like it would be quite a good concept.
Onion soup or like a...
Yeah, very, very kind of the time. I've seen what have I seen? I've seen like French food with like Japanese food. I think that
because what I was going to say is like there's a lot of French-speaking African countries. Yeah, Nigerian isn't one of them.
No,
but there must be a crossover in like the Ivory Coast of
Yeah.
Or even if you go north and you get like Arab, like you get like French Moroccan, French Algerian food.
Yeah, but you know what it is? The thing is, right, there's a lot of, I think with French food, there's a lot of cheese. You don't get that much cheese in Africa. It's not really a thing there. You see what I mean?
I'm just trying to think of all the Nigerian dishes I know, and then just like imagining like sort of cheddar.
There's no cheese in them.
Like a brie.
Yeah. There's no cheese.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Roots back into like refrigeration, how hot the countries are often. So yeah, I think maybe those are probably two that don't really go together. If I'm thinking about, because to be honest, Nigeria is not too far from Senegal and Cote d'Ivoire and some of these places. So the food probably crosses over. They have jollof rice in Senegal. They have jollof rice in Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, but they have different types, right, of jollof.
So this is it. Are you aware?
Ghana is different.
Are you aware of the rivalry that there is between Ghanaian jollof rice and Nigerian?
Of course. Do you want me to tell you about it? Or I'll let you take this one. Though, but yeah.
Well, it's very.
Well, I know that there's Nigerian and Ghanaian beef. It's
friendly beef
with almost everything.
It's friendly, yes.
but jollof rice being the main
it's
thing.
Friendly beef, right? Yeah. But jollof rice, Ghanaian jollof rice and Nigerian jollof rice, it goes back generations. It's a friendly rivalry, but it's a rivalry. It's political. I went to a Nigerian Ghanaian wedding, and everything was like labeled like, it was like Ghanaian okra soup, and it was like Nigerian egusi, and then they just put jollof rice. They didn't want to get involved.
And what's the difference? Because I've had a lot of Nigerian jollof rice. I've never had Ghanaian.
Right. Okay. So you've had the superior of the two.
Well, I think so because I've not tried the other one. More of my friends are Nigerian than Ghanaian, so I'm going to pick the popular side. Do
you know what? I think this is actually slightly blown. I've heard that in Ghana they use like jollof. They use basmati rice, but I think this is all a bit blown out of proportion because. Everybody makes jollof rice slightly differently anyway. It doesn't taste. If you go to an auntie's house or whatever, somebody else, your mum makes it differently. Some people make it sticky. Some people make it like slightly like smoked. That's like a new thing. Did you see when Jamie Oliver?
With chili jam.
But they said people were up. The West African community were up in arms.
Well,
they said that he was gentrifying the jollof rice.
I bought all of it. No, that's it. Well, he put out a recipe on one of his TV shows or like on his book, right? And he was like, didn't he call it like West African? No, he didn't. Did he call it like? Did he put it to a country or did he just say jollof rice? Because the last ingredient was M&S. It was chili jam.
It was the ingredient. I think he did say West African. I don't think he put Nigerian jollof rice. I think he put West African jollof rice.
Smart.
But it was but it was smart man.
He's a cunning man.
But it was the ingredients in it that people were a little bit affronted, but they were seen as quite sort of posh ingredients.
So what are we allowing in jollof rice? And what did we not? What did Jamie add that we?
I feel like did Jamie put like lemon in there? I don't know whether he put like
I don't know at what point he put that in, but I was really not expecting that.
Or like lemon. Right, lemon isn't posh.
No, wasn't it lemon zest?
Maybe something.
Didn't
like
he
that.
Grate a lemon?
It was something that was quite sort of
because there's a video of him cooking it.
Right. Okay.
And I remember it went viral, and all the comments were people putting curses on him.
Yeah.
And they were like, because he's grating a lemon. Yeah. A rind.
Yeah.
And then chili jam, and also something to take away the heat, like yogurt.
That
like Greek yogurt or like just
that
really
would piss people off. Personally, I don't mind because I think like whatever is going to get like our dishes to more people. What's wrong with that? You know, but I can understand why people were up in arms about it. But I think I understand about like cultural appropriation and things like that, but I don't think that counts with food.
No, that's different. You know, that's why I took my braids out for this interview.
I think you would look fantastic.
So good in braids.
Cornrows.
I'd look so good in braids. Talking of cultural appropriation, I want to ask you a question.
Hit me.
So I have a section in the show called Rich People Problems, and this is basically just the news segment, because everyone in the news is rich, relative. So my rich person of the week is Nigel Farage. That's not an award you want to win. Nigel Farage, Reform UK leader, has released a football kit for Reform UK football kit online. You can buy it if you're a fan. It's a football kit with the Reform FC name, Union Jack logo, and then Farage 10 on the back.
Farage 10 on the back.
Farage 10 on the back. You can get it for $39.99, or you can get it,
to be fair,
signed by Farage for $99.99.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good value for a Nigel Farage autograph.
It's going to be an interesting one to wear out the house. Farage 10.
Wait, is there a brand? Is there like a Nike or an Adidas?
That's a good point. I don't think anyone would want to put their. I think Mitre, if they were really trying to get back in the game.
Yeah. But in theory, they could just buy a load of Nike jerseys and like put the branding on.
It would be great if it had like, and then they just had Just Do It. Just do it. And then above that, they put like, send back the boats. Full stop. Just do it.
Why has he gone with the number 10?
Because he's going to make his way to number 10 Downing Street.
Oh, for goodness sake.
But it's going to be very confusing because every player for Reform FC plays on right wing.
Oi, oi.
Clip that up.
You're so quick, Alfie.
Just 11 right wings. All wearing number 10 Farage. No, it's good. Well, some interesting things about this. It sold out in size small and size XXL and triple XL first. M and L and XL, plenty of T-shirts to go.
Right, okay.
That's really funny.
What does that say about
that
society?
That says that the people owning these kits are either very small or humongously big. And that's just funny. That's funny.
Is this 100% true, or are you taking the mic?
This whole thing is 100% true. Let me get. Look, I can show you.
No, not the.
The XL thing.
The jersey, the XL thing.
Now, I saw that on Instagram.
Okay,
so it must be true.
Notorious, a bastion of truth.
Some interesting things that have happened. It's claimed to be manufactured in the Midlands, but it turns out a lot of the tags.
Not if they're $39.99. I don't believe that.
The tags are from Thailand, and the production apparently was more likely done in Vietnam.
Right. Interesting.
Although if it's in the Midlands, maybe it was
$39.99.
Maybe it was $39.99. There are actually children in Vietnam that every year they send a shoebox over to the East Midlands, just full of snacks and crayons, and it comes all the way from Ho Chi Minh, and it lands in.
Have you been to Vietnam?
I thought you were going to say, have you been to the Midlands? The embarrassing is I was going to say no, but I have been to Vietnam.
I've never been to the Midlands.
I've been to Vietnam on a kind of gap year situation, but not really. I worked in China for a year. I worked in Shanghai in 2019.
Of course you did.
And then
pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID, I worked in Shanghai and Suzhou, and then I had a sort of trip to Wuhan go wrong. And left. I left, and then about 6 months later, it all went. So I was in Shanghai. I went to Vietnam for like 2 weeks. I did the Ha Giang Loop. You know that it's like a bike loop that you can do in the mountains in the north of Vietnam. And did like a 2-week holiday, working in China, and then literally came back and COVID hit, and now it's just I've not been back.
Yeah, because I went to China I went to Shanghai as well. Really dope city.
Really
I really
cool.
liked it. Yeah, really cool. Really good food.
Great food. Also, it kind of feels like, when I was there in 2019, things were exploding. They were like investing and building crazy quick. The food and the culture and the art scene was like slightly unregulated. So you'd go to these like nightclubs that were underground, and there'd suddenly be 500 people. And then the sound is just so much louder than you're allowed to hear anywhere else in the world, because they haven't figured out they've got to put regulation on the bass. And it's just, and the drinks are cheap, but everything's high quality. And the city's clean, but it's got the price tag of like a second tier city. It's really, it was really like a playground.
The Renaissance. Yeah, it's not like that anymore. I think it was looking like they were kind of going in the like sort of like New Yorky direction, but now it's a bit.
Well, Shanghai is definitely the cultural capital of China, whereas Beijing is like a little bit more political and prisons and this kind of thing. But I really felt like I was getting stared at a lot in Shanghai.
Imagine me.
And
I was like the only black person there.
And also, you're like 6'1", 6'2".
I'm 6 foot.
You're 6 foot. You're tall for them, because I'm 6'3", 6'4". They looked at me like a freak. And I just, because you can't, I also want to, because a lot of people have been like, Alfie, you're such a feminist and you're so good on the podcast, but I also want to make sure I'm sitting down and they don't realize I'm 6'4". That's going to be my Edinburgh show next year, 6'4", feminist. in brackets, buy a ticket. But I just like day one, just kids coming up to you and pointing and being
people take photos, and people not only people take photos. Sometimes people just take photos of you, and then people stare. Like I think it's not rude to stare there, and then people sometimes will come and take a photo. It's not with rude you. Yeah, but I think it's whatever. It's fine. Like they just don't see many of us.
Lawai.
I was with a mate of mine, Rich, who's ginger as well, and they were going ballistic. It was like we were like bloody One Direction out there.
That's so weird. I was with my friend Rich, who was Garnet.
What the hell?
In Shanghai, and like the two of us, because I was pale and tall and white.
Mental.
And like we just kind of you kind of get treated, but you don't get, I want to make it clear, you don't get treated badly. No. I mean, I'm sure some people do, but like Rich and I, it was like they've never seen a black guy before. They've never seen someone above 6 foot. They were really confused by the two of us. And so we got like free tables at restaurants, free tables at clubs, people taking pictures. There was a weirdness about it. Lawai means alien or like foreigner. Right. And they would like shout. I don't know if you got this. They'd be like, Lawai. And that means foreigner, alien, or whatever. I thought it meant like fucking, I love your content.
Don, absolute Don. Yeah. Creative Don.
Diana. No, it was just like, no, they were just like, no, that means alien.
Right, okay.
But it wasn't like all of my experience anyway, and I can't speak for everyone, was like a real fascination with the difference.
Yeah.
And kind of, and apparently it's good luck to have like a white person come to your wedding.
Really?
And just be at the wedding as a token of good luck.
Wow. Okay,
so I got invited to like 2 weddings.
Right. Did they invite Rich?
I couldn't go. They didn't like the look of Rich.
No. Absolutely not your friend. Though.
No, that was just me. Well, Rich was much more adventurous than me, and he used to he got really into the culture. So he would go to the corner shop and buy chicken feet from the packet.
Gross.
And like eat them.
No way.
Instagram Live.
No way.
I was like, I wasn't eating meat. I'm not eating chicken feet.
Yeah. I'm not doing that. Have you been to Africa?
I've not been to Africa.
Egypt doesn't count. No,
I haven't been to Egypt. I'm officiating my friend's wedding in Morocco next year.
Really?
So that will technically be the first time, which is very embarrassing.
I literally just officiated my friend's wedding in Morocco.
I really feel like we're
kindred spirits.
I really feel like we could be the same person, because I too want to DJ.
I can teach you, man.
No, I just feel like we have like very similar, very random things. So you've just officiated a wedding.
Well, in June. Yeah.
And how was that? That means you and you did it in
Morocco, Essaouira.
In English.
In English, yeah.
Did they have
some? Yours in?
I'm doing mine in
in Urdu.
Igbo. No, there's no Nigerians there. I just thought Igbo would be the way to go. No, I'm doing mine. No, I was only asking what language you did yours in, because I'm doing mine in English, but then they've got someone doing it in French. We're going bar for bar.
Are they French?
They are French, Moroccan, and then the wife is French. So they're both francophone, but one is like Moroccan, and one is like France French. Mm. So two different types of French, because I know that there's a different dialect and all these kind of things.
Yeah.
Anyway, mine will very much be the English side of things. And I love them, and I'm very happy for them, and I'm very glad you've asked me, but I do think it's a high risk, high reward strategy, because I will bring 10 minutes of new material.
Just going to test a few things out. Yeah, exactly.
Also, like an interracial, interlanguage, like that, for me, that is fertile ground for jokes.
Yeah, careful, mate.
Yeah, just really open up with like, an all-white wedding. Only half, just something like that. And I just don't know if it'll translate into French.
Where is the wedding in Morocco?
I don't know, but I don't know. I actually don't know. But it's a big wedding.
When is it?
It's next Easter.
Have you officiated a wedding before?
No.
I've been seeing a lot of comedians,
comedian
friends officiating weddings now, and I've done it 3 times. I'm going to start charging. It's getting out of hand now. We'd love you to give us the gift of officiating our wedding. I'm like
3 times you've officiated. You've married people.
Yeah. You know what the funny thing is? Even though I'm a comedian, people don't quite make the connection. Like it's just like a ceremonial thing. And they go, "Oh, so how did you get into? Did you do a course?" And I'm like, "It's just they're already married. They got married last week."
Yeah. I do think if you've got a friend that's a comedian, it does kind of make sense. Like they're going to be fine with the public speaking. I'm excited to do it. I've never done it. I've been best man twice.
Right.
And so I've done are best man speeches, which I think are harder because you have that's original material, whereas officiating a wedding is reading from a book.
Well, it depends on the way you do it. It wasn't when I did it.
You went off script.
I did a whole bit at the start. I did like an SNL monologue style thing at the start.
Thank you, everybody. Welcome to
the. I did a little bit at the start, but obviously it still has to be quite reverent. So you're not going to be taking the.
What do you mean you did a little bit at the start?
I did a little bit at the start.
What do you mean you did a little crowd work? Father of the bride coming in. What did you do? Yeah. Accountant, cunt.
No, I did like a sort of like 3 minutes up front. But you have to be reverent. You can't like take the piss out of people. Like the best man speech is slightly different, you know. And you have to talk about both the bride and the groom. So the last one I was very close with both. I lived with both of them, so I had quite a lot of fodder there.
Yeah.
But then obviously you do you take yada yada yada, and then obviously the funny part was the would anybody here like to come forward and that bit, and then like I printed it out, and on the printout there was in brackets it was like hold, pause, and if nobody speaks, continue. And I actually read that out, which is funny.
That's really fun. I would love for that to happen.
Yeah, I know.
But were you nervous to do it? So you get given a script for the main chunk of it.
I mean, they didn't give me a script for the main chunk, actually. I had to get that myself. They're quite a laissez-faire couple, to be honest. It was all very last minute. But the first one I did, they gave me the script, and then they said, do your bit at the start. So it's quite nice. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I've got that. But that's why I feel like...
You have to do that, otherwise what's the point of you doing it then? You're just a person reading some words off a paper.
I'm marrying you. I didn't expect to also have to invent the regime. I'm just doing the marriage. No, well, but my thing is I'm excited to do it. I'm not nervous about it because for me, like a best man speech is way harder than officiating a wedding. Kind of in the same way that I don't respect actors because I'm like, well, anyone can read something someone else has written. Write your own material.
That's a massive claim. So you don't respect Denzel Washington.
No, but that's for different reasons. No, I do respect actors, and I'm trying to act. And if anybody's watching this, please send me a little casting thing.
Yeah.
But for the sake of the content, I don't respect actors when they're like, oh, I've had a really hard day of auditions, and it's like, was it hard to read out all those lines that someone else wrote you? And then when you fucked it up and they gave you a bit more advice how to do it better, was that tough? Was it?
Yeah, but I think the point is when you don't get the parts. Yeah, if you went and you did all these auditions and you got all the parts, then you shouldn't be complaining about doing.
When you don't get the part, you get a cozy little email that goes to your agent, and then they tell you, oh, they've gone in a different direction. When you bomb a gig, people go, I hate you for what you've delivered after you thought it was funny.
Do you still bomb many gigs, Alfie?
I have found a way of not bombing by when a joke doesn't land, I say to myself, that's a great joke.
So you say it there.
I say like, there will be jokes, switch on. And so now I make it feel like if there's never a pause in the laughter, it's because the audience don't get me.
Right.
And that has made me absolutely bulletproof.
Is this like an open mic setting or like at a professional spot?
At an open mic thing, if I'm trying out new material and I know that it's a joke that's good enough, but I'm aware that there's 4 people in the room and they're not going to laugh, I'll just, because I want to keep my timing, I don't want to rush into the next bit. I'll hit the punchline, then I go, that's a great bit. And then I'll go into the next thing and I'll just keep things rolling. And I'm not saying the audience enjoy it, but it makes it far more manageable for me.
Yeah, see, I'm unfazed. If it's like only a few people there, I'm kind of unfazed by it. If there's only a few people there, I'll use a gig like that to run through the material. I won't really judge their reactions because you can't go off that.
Can't trust them.
I've
met the public.
Do you know how funny it is? This is one of my favourite quotes from history. Winston Churchill said that the biggest argument against democracy is a 5-minute chat with the average voter.
That's how I feel online. Like you watch clips of people. I mean, to bring it back to Reform UK, like I watched before we started this, trying to find out more about it, like a 10-minute talk sport debate on whether Reform UK releasing a football kit is football getting too much into politics. And I was just like, how have we got here?
A whole episode.
The Union Jack is upside down on the badge. They've not even marketed it properly.
But how can the Union Jack be upside down? It's true. It's can't be upside down.
Hold the line. No, because it's about the colouring of...
The colouring? It's the same on both sides.
Okay, I don't know why you're getting so defensive about Reform UK. I really thought I was in safer hands on this. But of all my guests, I thought he'll be on the right side of history.
I'm not supporting them. What I'm saying,
I saw you on the coast.
What I'm saying is that this needs to be a reputable source of information for people. Yeah, I don't want you to start veering into the
ChatGPT. You're telling me that all of human history condensed into one thing
is that what it says? ChatGPT says that
sharp-eyed observers. This comes from nationalworld.com. Sharp-eyed observers noted that the Union Jack is printed upside down on the shirt. Some slammed it as a blunder. Others suggested it was a distress signal or color inversion rather than an error. So it's more when it's gone to the printing press.
Oh,
they've got the wrong color, which is ironic for Reform UK. Look, I'll show it. We'll edit it into the footage. But look up Reform UK. It's bright blue, and I hate to say it, it's not the ugliest kit I've ever seen.
It looks sort of. It looks. I don't really get it, to be honest.
So basically, the Union Jack has red and white.
Oh, I get that.
So you're not meant to have the white stripe on the facing down on the bottom right hand side.
Right.
So it's a minor error, but it's still an error.
An error nonetheless.
Yeah. Where are they selling? Look, this is the picture.
It's like JD Sports selling it.
There's
selling it.
No, you can get it at reformuk.com.
Right. Okay.
Which is a great website.
How much is the delivery? Just out of interest.
Delivered within 7 days. Fast UK delivery.
UK only delivery.
Yeah.
Overseas? Is there an overseas?
There's no overseas delivery.
There's a lot of Brits in Spain that probably support Reform
you'd
UK.
have to. Yeah. Farage is not packing up a shirt, putting it in a truck, putting it on a boat, and smuggling it into the rest of the country. No, look, and also you can pay with all these different payment things. Look, this is what I was saying. If you look on the website,
they accept other currency.
Yeah, you can pay with WeChat.
yeah.
Alipay. And you can get, no, look, Labara. People are just buying hundreds. No, so 2XL and 3XL sold out. So that was grayed out on the website.
Yeah, this is true.
ML and XL is still there. So if you're not normal, I got to rephrase that.
An average.
It's fine to take the piss out of body types when they vote reform. You can't have a fucking stance on the boats if you would capsize one yourself. And I'm so happy to put that on record.
Yeah. I don't stand by those comments.
You do.
I find them funny though.
Yeah. I would like to make it clear that my opinions are not shared by Fab, even though we've had the identical life apparently up until this point. Is there anything else about this? Yeah, they sold quickly. The signing is really interesting.
The signing is interesting because I'm not saying that I want a signed anything from Nigel Farage, but I'm surprised that he is doing that for 60 quid.
That's really interesting. However,
he could rate himself higher than that.
He could do 100 in. How many do you think he could do an hour?
Do you reckon that he's actually doing it though?
No.
Yeah, I don't think he's doing it.
No. I mean, when I get asked to sign things, I just have like a copy paste signature.
Yeah, stamp.
You know, like the thing people put in what's it called, in like wax.
Oh,
when people ask me for a signet ring, I just get a signet ring, and I find a local candle, and I just do it straight on the forehead.
Yes, makes sense.
It's branding like cattle. No, I imagine that there is a shirt that is clean, and then I imagine that there's a shirt where they have got the machine to just copy his signature.
Oh, like an AI type thing.
Like a in the factory, I reckon there's a way, because you know how you can like print your own clothes, like on a t-shirt. Yeah. I reckon they're going to Everpress or whatever.
Yeah, I believe that.
Red Bubble,
Fruit of the Loom t-shirts,
just with his thing on it.
Right. Yeah, I can't imagine
that'd be so
signing
good.
all of it. In which case, I can't imagine he's signing all of those.
60 quid to get it signed. I would just feel like such a dick. I mean, we'll caveat with this. I buy Arsenal kit, and it is 80 quid.
Oh, you're a gooner.
I'm a gooner. And I support Arsenal. And I do feel like they charge way too much for football kits.
They do, but it's Adidas. Right?
But it's Adidas. I get, Bukayo Saka on the back. and then I get God's Child on the front, and or you know, Jokeres or whatever, someone that like my relatives can't pronounce. I got on the back of my kit, and I wear it with pride, and I go to the stadium, and it is probably about 100 quid at the beginning of the season. However, Bukayo Saka is an incredibly good football player. If I paid £99.99 to get Farage 10 on the back of like a blue kit that you cannot wear in any major city.
You can't even wear it. No.
You can wear it in the East Midlands. But
then what are you doing with it? Are you framing it? Because that also seems a bit...
That's so funny because that makes it seem like he died.
Yeah.
That's like an old Pele kit from the 60s.
We actually, you know what? There'll be some pubs with it. There'll be some pubs in certain areas. I'm not going to say where because I don't know where they be.
Because you don't know where you're gigging in the autumn. By the way, I'm hoping to come up to Nottingham on the tour later this year.
Not bad mouth anyway. Where did he have this? Where does he have his seat? Is it in Essex somewhere?
I honestly don't know. I'm just looking at the pictures of
there'll be pubs with it up. Someone's getting that for Christmas.
What I love is that on the poster when they're marketing it, so they've obviously got the man in the Reform UK kit. And then they've got a woman in a. I don't know if you can really see this.
Have they made like a woman's one? You know when
they've got a woman. They've got a woman modelling it because they remembered last minute that women exist. But they
haven't got a face in it though.
But they haven't got a face in it. She's facing the other way. She's got the big Farage on the back. And what I like is she's done the classic like wag thing of tucking the football kit into the trousers, bunching it up, getting like if your missus is getting the cropped,
got to show a bit of midriff,
Farage, sexy Reform UK 99.99 signed version, and you go, that's the mother of my children. Oh, it's your birthday. What do you want me to wear out? And we go to,
something expensive.
We're going out Pizza Express tonight.
Just wear something expensive.
Just wear something expensive. Well, this is the most expensive thing I have. Tucking it into a £4.50 Sheen skirt. You've got Shein, yeah. She in the heart of the East Midlands. Farage Wags. You've heard it here first. Oh my god! Well,
are they going to release some shorts? Then you can be a full kit wanker.
Oh my god, shin pads.
Can you
imagine playing five-a-side football with your boys and you're like, oh, do you mind if I just bring my mate? Do you mind if I just bring Jack because we need an extra player? He's sound. I don't know his politics, but he's sound. And he rocks up in his Farage 10 kit. You know when Messi took his top off and he put it to the cameras and your mate scores a goal in five-a-side and gives it one of the Farage.
yeah. He'd be an absolute hoot at the pub though. I'd play with that guy just for jokes.
Five-a-side against an entirely Polish team.
I'll be honest. I don't think they're going to sell well. Even if you are like a supporter, I don't think he's got like that kind of rock and roll pull. Not yet.
You don't think he's got the clout to sell football kit?
No. Not poorly designed football kit.
I'm amazed because in the US, like Trump,
I don't want to alienate fans either.
Trump has been selling, merch for years.
Yeah, but he does have that like rock and roll, not for me personally, but for some people, he has like a rock and roll like edge about him.
Oh, really? That's what you believe, is it?
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that, I'm not saying that I'm.
If he wasn't in politics, he would be one of the greatest celebrities.
Yeah, I liked him before.
He would be so good.
We need to be careful here because I don't want to have my Esther revoked.
That's fine because this podcast has barely reached London, let alone Washington, D.C. No, I know what you mean, where it's like when he wears...
I'm not going to lie, I would be starstruck if I was in his presence.
But you wouldn't be starstruck with our Lord and Saviour, Nigel Farage. What would you do if you did a gig tomorrow? Gilded Balloon go, look, we've got some special guests in the front row.
Secret Service come in.
JD Vance is playing.
JD Vance?
Well, because he's currently playing golf up in Scotland.
I've heard.
He wants to see a couple shows. He wants to see as many comedians at a time. So he's coming to a compilation show. So he's coming to your best of So You Think You're Funny. The whole room is sold out. You go, that's weird. 45 security members. JD Vance and his boy, Nigel Farage, in the front row. And you just do a bit of crowd work.
Wait. How's your father? Do you know what? Again, not a fan. I would definitely pose it. How hilarious would that photo be? Me with Nigel Farage and JD Vance. It would look like AI.
It would look really good. They deny it exists. Nigel Farage go, I'm here with Fab. And Brexit was the impossible mission, but we got it done. Where are you from, Fab? Oh, I'm French. Fuck.
I've got a French passport. Have you got a European passport?
No, I've got a British passport.
I thought you might have some kind of claim to an Irish passport.
My mum has an Irish passport, and but annoyingly, to get the Irish passport, basically your grandma has to be born in Ireland.
Really?
And my mum's grandmother was born in Ireland. My grandmother, I think, was born in England.
Right.
Or we lost her birth certificate. I can't remember. It was one of the two.
Can you forge those?
So, yeah, I would like an Irish passport.
Yeah, dude, French passport is so good. So good.
Gets you into Europe quicker.
Oh my gosh! As soon as you land and you have that queue, I'm so smug about getting into that queue. Oh my goodness! I'm like, bye. Sometimes it's like an hour. Sometimes it's like an hour of queuing.
I've never really worried about it. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't get stopped often.
No, I'm sure you don't. But you're usually flying private, aren't you?
I waltz through. Yeah, I don't understand what you're talking about with that whole thing.
So there's like a security area, is there?
It's like there's this little lounge, and then there's a plane over there. What do you?
And there's loads of other people on the plane. You see, this is it.
Oh, that's what you mean, like staff.
There's other passengers.
They're also going to Saint-Tropez
that you don't know. No, and sometimes it's not Saint-Tropez. Sometimes people have to go to not very nice places. They have to be there.
Like Nottingham.
There is an airport in Nottingham. East Midlands
just
airport.
In case you just can't wait to get there quicker.
There's you can get there. You don't have to drive there. East Midlands Airport.
I'm taking the piss out of Nottingham when it is weirdly, after London, the number one place where I have fans on my mailing list.
Really?
Because I did one tour support gig there.
Who was the tour support gig for?
For YouTuber Max Farage,
right.
Who I've just realised I need to force to get on this pod for more views.
Is he? What's wrong with me being on it for lots of views?
You, Fab, have no following, and I've always hated that about you. Max, he's got millions of subscribers, and he did a 1,500 seat opera theatre in Nottingham.
I didn't know they had an opera theatre in Nottingham. I should know about this theatre.
They do, but they use it for comedy.
Right, well, of course.
Nottingham have the ambition to build an opera theatre, but they don't actually have the culture to get the opera. But because I opened for him there, and his crowd is my crowd, so I got like 400 people sign up to my mailing.
How did you? So did you like? Were you handing out leaflets at the end?
No. I just
iPad or afterwards. So organically.
I didn't know this whilst I was on stage, but he had a projector for his show.
Oh wow!
And whilst I was on stage, because it said Max Farage Loophole is the tour show.
Right.
And then when I was on stage, it had my name, and I think a QR code to my Instagram, which I didn't realize they were going to do.
Nice.
So went on. I started doing crowd work, and then I made a joke about someone. I was basically taking the piss out of someone for whatever. I was taking the piss out of Max, and then I wanted to turn around and be like, look at his smug fucking face. And I turned around and it was me.
You actually said that?
Yeah, and it was a picture of me with my Instagram handle because it had changed whilst I was on stage. And I went, "Oh, you think he's good? Look at his fucking idiot face." And I turned around and it was me.
Really bad for that.
And I was like, and anyway, and they laughed and I laughed and everyone
we laughed together. We were laughing together.
And people in the crowd went, "This guy's going places. He can play this off. This is cool."
Was it a student? Was it mostly a student?
Not even. It was a lot of. I mean, there were students, but there's a lot of young kids. Like the youngest person there was 13.
Really?
Because YouTube, obviously, unlike comedy, is not. It's not a thing you can only access when you're 18.
Yes. Okay.
If you want to go, if you're a comedy fan, mostly you're not getting into it till you're 18.
Yeah, because you have to be 18 technically.
I think on his tickets you have to do. I think most people will be 16 plus, or you can be accompanied by a parent. So there was a lot of 13-year-olds. They were there with their parents. They weren't just on a whim.
Was there swearing?
There was swearing. I did about half my set until I found out there were 13-year-olds.
Oh, really?
And you've seen some of my jokes.
Yes, very
dirty. After a while, I was like, oh, okay, I should stop with. Not safe for work. Weirdly, no swearing.
Right,
Just very dark topics.
Sometimes you can't get points across without swearing, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I have found that.
But you also don't want to swear too much, though, because then it loses its effect. I've seen some comedians come on and they just swear too much.
Well, I think you can rely on the expletive too much.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm going for that mainstream stadium appeal.
Yeah.
The kind of Michael McIntyre.
Yes.
And
For
for that,
Michael McIntyre is famously doesn't swear at all.
No, until he's off stage, then he can be a real dick.
A real potty mouth.
A real potty mouth. Fucking shit crowd. No, I don't know Michael McIntyre. I'm sure he's lovely. I'd just like to chuck that in.
Who's the biggest person you've gigged with?
Biggest comedian I've gigged with.
Oh, or musician. Or actor. Obviously comedian.
Denzel. No.
Denzel Washington did a stand-up set at the
I was really annoyed because
I
was at Top Secret on a Wednesday, and then on Thursday the surprise guest was Bill Burr.
Yeah.
And I didn't text in the morning because I had a gig out of town, and I just devastated that I missed him.
Imagine going on after Bill Burr though.
Imagine following Bill Burr.
Yeah,
I'd fucking destroy it. But he was good. No. He was insane. He was really insane.
See, if you do go on after Bill Burr, you do get that like initial joke where you go, "Oh, imagine coming on after Bill Burr," and everybody laughs. So that's quite nice.
It's an easy win.
Yeah, it's an easy win. You'd actually be stupid not to make that joke,
not to take it.
Yeah.
I haven't actually gigged with particularly famous people in the UK. I always feel like I've been a bit unlucky with. I did go to a gig in LA. Where very kindly with a comedian called Matt Kirshen, who's a British comedian who lives in LA. We went to the Hollywood Improv, which is like a really famous club. And because we were comedians and because he gigs there a lot, but he wasn't gigging there that night, we were in the green room, which is upstairs. And the gig that night was Brett Goldstein, the Ted Lasso guy, and Jim Jeffries.
Oh, shit.
Co-headlining with... what's the woman called? Villaseñor, whatever. Melissa Villaseñor. She was on SNL.
Oh, okay.
And then we went afterwards to go and watch some comedy at the Laugh Factory down the road.
Yes, I'm aware of the Laugh Factory.
Godfrey.
Wow.
Who's the TV presenter that had the TV show for a long time?
But was South African?
No, not Trevor Noah. No. Older, but he also was in Coming to America with Eddie Murphy.
He's got like a mononym.
Oh my God, what is he called?
It's terrible.
He was the biggest night. And also Orny Adams, who was in that documentary with Seinfeld, who was quite big. Yeah. And then again, two guys from SNL, and they just murdered it. Oh my God, what is he called?
Really I don't want to look it up, I want to just know it.
Oh, I'm going to have to look it up, and then we're going to have to wrap this up.
He's got like a mononym.
He's got a...
For some reason I'm thinking Montel, but that was another show.
He had
quite an unusual name.
He had like a here he is. Arsenio Hall. Arsenio. Then Arsenio. Godfrey. Then Orny Adams. Then two SNL people. Then I went and saw Brett Goldstein. Then I went and saw Jim Jeffries, and I met them all that night.
Really?
One night.
Comedians are really nice, actually, even big or small. I think of all like types of like big celebrity like people, I think comedians are the nicest.
They're great. I've not met a comedian that's successful that's not nice.
Yeah.
I've met a lot of unsuccessful assholes. Because I think there's a resentment there. Anybody that's big has just been super lovely.
And once you get into a green room, I think people like imagine like green rooms being like really like, there's champagne and stuff. But for the most part, particularly at a club, a green room is just like a fucking room.
Yeah.
That's not really. So when you get into that room, whoever you're gigging with, it's kind of, you're almost like all equal. It's
a great equalizer. It's very cool for me this year to be able to gig with people like Sean Walsh and those kind of people at Top Secret, where it's like, these are people I watched on TV, and now you kind of get to talk to them. I'm still a bit like, whatever, or like trying to obviously respect the seniority of it, but it's like, you're the acts, which means you're equal rather than like a fan and an act.
Yeah.
It's like we're behind the curtain talking about material.
Yeah.
Super
so true.
Cool.
Even if you're a comic, even if you're just in the audience, you're a fan.
Yeah.
You ask, what do I need to do to get to, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I do like to see them as fans. A lot of people see them as normal people. I don't see them as my friends. All 15 of them are absolute fans. Fab, that is the end of the pod.
That concludes the pod.
Thank you very much for coming. I ask everyone at the end of the pod. The pod is called It's All Love for very loose reasons. But I would like to ask you, and it can be serious or it can be silly, who or what do you love most in the world right now?
Oh, truffle.
And that is why we are the most relatable podcast on the air. Truffle food on pasta and stuff. You're just going through a phase.
Truffle food.
Famously used in Nigerian cooking as well.
Truffle jollof rice, please.
I actually think that could be sick. And also a bit of Greek yogurt on the side. Truffle food, French cooking. For your French roots. That's a nice way to end. Thank you very much. If you want to check out more about Fab, please go to his Instagram, which will be in the description of this episode. He is currently at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival for about 5 more days, but he will have loads of shows on his website for the rest of the year. So give him a follow and watch some of his clips. He's very, very funny. If you want to see me, I am at the Edinburgh Fringe for the next 5 days. I now have on sale, although I haven't announced it, a big London show. Yeah. Alfie FC kit. Every number is 69. The kit is bright ginger. I will be signing shirts, Reform UK shirts, at my London show on the 26th of October. I will be filming my next special at Top Secret Comedy Club, which I love. Tickets are now on their website, and I need to add it to my website. And hopefully I'll be able to add a few shows around that in other places. But yeah, go buy those tickets if you want. Otherwise, enjoy. Thank you very much for listening. Fab, thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for inviting me. It's been a pleasure.